Goddag, damer, herrer og alle sammen. Velkommen til endnu en stream. Denne gang skal vi spille The Other Worlds. Det glæder jeg mig rigtig meget til. Dem, der ikke har prøvet det endnu, så er det jo et RPG. First person RPG, hvor du i science fiction verden, kan vi godt sige. Og det er rigtig, rigtig fedt. Det er Obsidian, der har lavet det. Så det glæder jeg er gang i med det. Så jeg tror, vi skal grinde lidt i dag med nogle levels. Så det, fordi jeg havde det lidt svært her sidste gang, hvor jeg døde ret meget faktisk. Så enten så grinder vi lidt, eller så skal det godt være, at vi smider ned på sværhedsgraden. Eller sværhedsgraden ned. Det må vi lige se, hvad der sker. Så det er det, der skal ske i dag. På torsdag, som jeg har skrevet ind på community-tabben, der håber jeg lidt på, at det, som der er skrevet på forskellige sider, det passer. At det betyder, at Baldur's Gate 3-releasen bliver klokken 15 europæisk tid. Så det, og så siger jeg, kan jeg lige spise tidlig aftensmad, og så kan jeg gå på klokken 18. Og det kan jeg jo lige godt advare imod. Det har jeg gjort før, men jeg gør det igen. Baldur's Gate 3 er sgu ikke for alle. Så det kan godt være, at det kan være kedeligt for nogen. Og sådan er det bare det. Altså, jeg glæder mig rigtig meget til spillet. Så en lille ting, jeg lige kan måske adressere, det er jo, det bruger jeg altid gerne lige de første minutter af showet på her, min lille stream. Det er jo, at der er kommet lidt kritik af Baldur's Gate 3, at allerede nu her, og det er ved at være gammelt, i internettid, så er det ved at være gammel kritik, men hvor der er en, der for 3 uger siden, 14 dage, 3 uger siden skrev, at det er at han håber, at det vil være sådan en abnormalitet, det her Baldur's Gate 3, fordi der er pumpet så mange penge i det. Og hvad skal der ske med indie-udviklerne? Hvordan skal de nogensinde komme op på Baldur's Gate 3's niveau? Produktionsniveau, tror jeg, han mener. Og hvis du laver den sammenligning, den sammenkobling, så er du kraftedeme ikke særlig klog. Sorry to say. Det er du ikke. Larian Studios, dem der har lavet Baldur's Gate 3, der er ikke nogen tvivl om, at de har brugt rigtig lang tid. Ikke bare på at lave det her spil, men de har brugt rigtig lang tid på at lave spil. Divinity-serien, for eksempel Divinity-serien 1 og 2, har de lagt blod, sved og tårer i at lave de her spil her. De lavede de her spil her. Det første spil, det blev jo faktisk, fordi der ikke rigtig var sket noget i forhold til Baldur's Gate. Efter 2'eren, fra der var sådan et langt spring, eller der var lang pause for, så der var nogle af de her Larian Studios gik ind sammen og sagde, jamen, vi tror sgu stadigvæk, der er noget. Så vi laver altså sådan et spil her. Vi putter bagenden i klaskehøjde, fordi det kan godt være, at der ikke var marked for det. Det kan godt være, at markedet, det var noget helt andet. Og så viste det så, der var marked for det. Så de laver et rigtig godt spil. Og så graver den der svære toer. Det er da bare endnu bedre. Så de har lagt rigtig meget blod, sved, tårer i det. Så går de hen, så får de faktisk mulighed for at lave, for de får licensen, altså Baldur's Gate 3 licensen. Det er jo jeg tror det er Wizards Coast der har den, eller det er det jo. Så får de den, og så bruger de rigtig lang tid på, ikke bare at sidde og lave det her spil her, men samtidig at være så åbne som muligt i forhold til os, altså spillerne, lægger det ud som early access. Jeg ved jo også godt, det har noget med pengene at gøre, at de lægger det ud til early access, men de er ret åbne omkring det, og kommunikerer med spillerne, dem der kommer med kritik, kommunikerer de med, hører de på. Og jeg tror, det bliver et af årets, det her 2023, en af de bedste spil, der bliver lavet. Men der er ikke nogen, der sammenligner, undtagen ham der duden der, der er ikke nogen, der sammenligner Baldur's Gate 3 med et indie-spil. Så er du fandme nemme. Altså. Der er heller ikke nogen, der går ud og sammenligner, den nyeste Marvel-produktion i film med, med et eller andet obskur, indie amatørfilm. Der er ikke nogen, der sætter dem op sammen. Sætter det op mod hinanden. Måske, det kunne være historien, hvordan det bliver fortalt. Men produktionen er der ikke nogen, der sætter det op imod. Larian Studios, de har fortalt, den skulle se. Og hvis det kommer ud det her, som en fuldstændig, hvis det spil her, det kommer ud, hvor det bare bliver virkelig, altså de slår virkelig ud af parken, altså det bliver et home run det her, gange 100, så har Larian Studio fortjent det. Og så håber jeg ikke, at det bliver en abnormalitet. På nogen måde ikke. Jeg håber faktisk, at alle AAA-studier, de kigger over og ser, hvad Larian Studios de har gjort. Og så siger, det kunne sgu godt være, at vi ikke skulle lægge halvbagte spil ud. Og så regne med, at så senere hen, så kommer det, skal vi patche det. Hej William. Men der er ikke nogen, der sammenligner Baldur's Gate 3 med indie-spil. Undtagen ham, duden der lige. Jeg ved ikke, hvorfor han bare skrev det på Twitter, det der mig om. Det var, altså, jeg ved, at han selv var indie-developer. Altså, han lader selv med sig at lave indie-spil. Der er ikke nogen, der sammenligner et studie, der bruger, 300 millioner dollars på at lave et spil. Og så med dit lille studie, hvor der sidder måske 3-4 mennesker og laver et spil. Der er ikke nogen, der sammenligner det. Undtagen dig. Og så kan du spørge dig selv om, hvorfor har du... Hvad, det må være inde i dig, der ligesom føler, hvor du føler, at du skal ud og sige det her. Så, anyways, vi skal tage at spille, guys. Bum. Alright, og det jeg overvejer faktisk lidt, det er, at vi går ud nu her.
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
Og så grinder vi nogle sidequests i starten, fordi vi skal lige have lidt op i level, inden vi begynder at tage nogle af de andre. Der tager den her.
I'm not holding out hope.
Altså i sidste ende skal vi gerne komme væk fra den her planet her. Alright. Så den er herom, eller hvad? Den har vi tømt. Tænker jeg. Nej, gå nu her. Og så ved jeg godt, at jeg har snakket om, at jeg skulle lave en gun build. Men... Der må indrømme. Guys. Jeg kom lige i det problemer. Sidste gang jeg spillede der, så det... Så jeg tror lige, inden vi sådan får noget lidt mere liv og sådan lidt, så tænker jeg lige, vi skal have smækket et lille gun på her.
I used to skip rocks in the river until Constable Reyes ticketed me for unlicensed terraforming. I think she was jealous. She don't know how to skip rocks her own self.
Godt, det var spændende. Kan jeg bruge det? Kan jeg ikke lige... jeg har godt meget. Kan hun ikke bruge... hvilket spil, William? Hvad er det for spil, du taler om? Det her spil allerede. Det skal jeg simpelthen ikke huske, desværre ikke. Jeg går ind på Steam og se, hvad det koster i dag. Koster på Steam koster det 20 euro. Altså det er det other world, du snakker om. Så. Kan vi egentlig lave om på hendes... hvordan hun reagerer? Mode aggressive defensive. Defensive. Og kan man... ikke noget, jeg kunne...
Okay, moving out. On my way.
Nice. Goddammit. For Marty. Ja, godt. Tak. Fanden på Marty. Skal vi se. Hvad tænker du, William? Du forstår ikke lige, hvad du skriver der. Kan man lave kontrol, hvad det er? Det er... skal vi se. Quick save. Hvad fanden er den her? Det er 5. Yes. Det var 1. Alright. Er der... Skal vi i loot herinde? Det kunne være nice. Fik nogle mods der, det var dejligt.
Nicely done.
Jeg bruger den ammo. Alright. Det var... Så vi kan klare den første af dem. Skal vi lige se, om jeg kan spise noget. Weapons. Adrenas. Hardened armor rating. Headshot. Base health 10%, okay. Jamen, det er fint. Alright. Okay, det kunne jeg godt. My name is... jeg har det ikke med... Jeg har det helst ikke med at skulle anbefale et spil, William, men hvis du kunne lide spil som Fallout 4, Fallout 3, så kunne det godt være, at du skulle kigge efter det spil her. For det minder rigtig meget om dem. My name is Kane van Acker. I'm a space choice ethologist specialized in the Fallout Terror 2. Currently, I'm studying the hunting behavior of fellow canines. I managed to find a rather large pack of canines. This is the largest pack of just about anything. This pack could probably take down a small group of primates given the chance. Smaller packs tend to... Han... tror jeg ikke noget. Videre.
Here they come!
Oh, fuck.
Rest with us!
Varti, kan du tage nogen? Det kan du ikke. De er... Okay. Den der kan vi godt break down. Ej, det er fint. Den holder du bare party. Må du ikke spille Fallout? Okay. Altså, det er jo noget, der er det samme, det her. Så det... Så jeg ved selvfølgelig ikke, hvorfor du ikke kan spille Fallout, men det er jo sådan lidt af det samme, det her. spørgsmål der. Om vi skulle fast travel tilbage til byen nu her, tænker jeg. Og så... Så få solgt nogle af vores skier. Tænker jeg. Nå. Og der merchant der. Nej.
Look at this, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
Another day at the cannery.
Don't go knocking your work. Spacer's Choice, the brand. Music to my ears.
Jeg har aldrig gennemført Red Dead Revolver. Det vil jeg så sige. Så den der kan vi godt sælge. Vi siger 56. Tak. Den der. Tak. Har vi noget armor? Der er 2.000 tilbage. 9 der. Det er vist noget med, at hvis jeg går i nogle af de her tøj her, så er der nogen, der ikke kan lide mig, fordi det tilhører en vis fraktion. Det skal jeg lige sørge for, at jeg selvfølgelig ikke gør. Hvad er det her for noget? Så vil jeg købe. Sådan. Nice. Okay, tak for det. Det kan da være lige, jeg vil kigge på det. Jeg har nok så mange at spille lige for tiden, men tak for at informere om det. Shit, det er ved at være gammelt, er det ikke? Enig. Der er et, der ser lyd, jeg ikke kan lide. Fuck. Det gider vi sikkert lige at lege noget lige nu her. Fuck! Det så jeg ikke lige. Fuck, de er mange.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Oh, fucking hell, man. Jeg sagde det går en kombat. Godt, så får vi lige
If you're falling sick, I don't want you.
se om vi ikke har noget, vi kan sælge.
It's not the best choice. Music to my ears.
Våben. Det er vildt nok, den der. Kan jeg bruge den overhovedet? Nå, så skal vi lige endelig være de her fingre her.
Wish we had some better rat.
I've never actually been in here.
Something to report? We pay by the finger. What do you have for me?
Dem alle sammen.
Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. Was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here,
Jeg kan virkelig føle, at hun er ked af det.
here, and here. Got any more fingers for me?
Ja.
Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork. Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus.
Nice.
Wish we had some better route.
Jeg skal egentlig lige se noget her, guys, fordi det er noget med, at vi havde ikke overtalt The Wicker til at ligesom at join os, men han smuttede bare lige pludselig. Så hvis jeg kan få 2 mand nu her i mit party, det kunne være rimelig nice.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench. Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown.
Er han ikke, så jeg kan kun tage en med på den her. Fair nok. Duty note.
These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me.
Ja, jeg har sgu lidt ondt af hende der. Hende der min AI. Alright, så jeg overvejede også lige, om vi skulle købe noget ammo. Den der.
Heard something outside the walls today.
Spacers? Music to my ears.
Nu skal jeg købe det faktisk. Det var herhen. Okay, cool. Skal se, hvad vi ellers har af quests, vi kan tage på. Det var det, jeg døde på, faktisk, sidste gang. Så vi kan faktisk fastholde det her, glemt jeg kunne. var rimelig godt, det der var det ikke. Shock cannon. Vi bruger den ammo. Energy. Hey, the key can occur in the lobby is back up and running. Hope we won't go on the fritz again. As a reminder, in case it doesn't break down, you can borrow a key from the director of one of the works on the second floor opposite. You must not complete your obsession with this magic queen is wasting all our budget and holding up. Hello, Mr. Pickett. The letter is to update you regarding your quest for one adult magic queen. As you may remember, our trackers discovered a beautiful specimen out in the wild. Per your approval, they led a team of our highly skilled hunters to kill it for you. We regret to inform you that the entire team has perished. Okay. Please expect an invoice from our office, including the cost of the graves and fees, as stipulated in our contract. Additionally, we must ask you to cover the cost of all the equipment damaged, corroded, eaten, or digested puzzle otherwise. Thank you for your patronage. Please allow me to offer you the opportunity to purchase a second hunting blah blah blah. Er det her eller hvad? Har det hele med der. Alright. What the heck? Hvad har du armor? 7. For den her. 16. Du var der. Jeg skulle have solgt noget af alt det der crap der, jeg har købt. Eller jeg har bare samlet sammen. Ej, se udenfor. Det vil jeg gerne undgå. Vending machine. Okay. Hvad har jeg egentlig her? Jaws. Jeg skal også lige op og tænke og kigge, hvad der er. Jeg tror, det var det, guys. Jeg har simpelthen et idiotisk ondt i kroppen lige her. Jeg var lige nede at træne for første gang i 3 uger. Nej. Så vi rykker tilbage til Edgewater. Jeg tror, vi giver den til Esther Blaine.
Somebody's been running around town raving about a colony ship.
Debit.
Plague must have gone into their brain matter. Thanks. I'll see to it that this medicine gets to the people who need it. Here, something for your trouble. Nothing personal, but I hope we never do business together again. Don't want to make a habit of consorting with smuggler types. You do have some cheek on you. Lucky for you, I kept a little contingency fee in case you tried to negotiate with me.
Yeah. det er fordi, jeg har power armor på. Spændende nok. Så skal vi have... Cool. Looks, hvad skal vi have der? Skal vi lige forbi vores købmand,
Heard something outside the walls.
tænker jeg.
Nothing for us outside those walls. Work your job. Music to my ears. Det er godt. Alright, så kigger vi lige på, hvad vi har der så. Så jeg kan huske, hvad... ser vi lige.
Move along, stranger.
Hey,
We
bro.
don't want any trouble.
What's your name?
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking
Yeah,
for, it
absolutely.
ain't here. Move along.
I'm looking for Adelaide. I need some answers.
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those.
Rich said something about a farm, about farmers, workers living out in the wilderness.
Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
It wouldn't help me to know anything about a geothermal plant nearby.
A geo what? Look, plants ain't
Geo
my
what?
purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
Talk with the marauders.
You don't know what enough with the questions means?
Jeg kan hjælpe dig, bro.
No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. Could do without the gallows humor.
Undskyld.
I'll tell you what I can. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already.
How old do you know
Well,
her?
enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody
Stefan?
knows the workings of her mind, he does.
Seems a person can...
She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's
Damn.
still one of our own. Could be. Dangers aplenty out there. No telling why marauders would steal somebody like Zoe. Got no useful skill as far as I could tell.
Hun er virkelig en people person, hende der. Any chance you could point at someone just on
Marauder gang just moved into the districts a little ways east. Their numbers are growing. Gotta come from somewhere. What is it?
Hvad kan du fortælle lad?
Over in the hothouse. Tending crop.
Okay, jeg tror gerne, hun vil være alene, hende der. Bare et lille... Stefan.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with?
Canid ribs. Bleh! Og så lyder det bare dårligt. Åh! Nå. Ad. I told one of your numbers gone missing.
You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off.
What happened on the day Sue disappeared?
Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions.
Tell me about
Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her.
What was that about surprising Zoe?
The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day.
Was she acting strange before it disappeared?
Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd.
Hold on, there was something else.
Hey, I got time. I'll help if I can. Hey, I got time.
Hele.
Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
Nej tak, ikke det der vader. 192. Heavy armor. Har vi noget? Du har kun noget, vi kan spise. Okay. Jeg er ikke særlig god til kød på dåse. Eller generelt ting på dåser. Det skal jeg gerne indrømme. Men så skal vi jo ind og se hendes... er det hendes hus der? Zoe's house. So that's it then. No more Edgewater for me. No more cannery. No more jumpsuits and gloves. Yes, ma'am. Would you like another's? I don't know why I'm writing this down for Posterity 6 because I always hated the cannery and I don't think I'll ever have to look back to this journal many years hence and tell myself, oh, whoa, I did hate the whale once, didn't I? Just because I got sick, everybody gets sick. Well, okay, I got sick and I grabbed a little too much adrenaline time. Is that really a crime? I gotta treat myself when I'm sick, don't I? Whatever happened to personal responsibility? Surviving by one's own bootstraps. Oh, but you're misappropriate one box of adrenaline time, and suddenly you are committing larceny. Okay, så hun bliver afhængig af, eller ikke afhængig, det er nok sandt. Well, today's the day, Tori. Today is the day you take your destiny into your own hands. I've been listening to Grace talk about the marauder treat, bands of wild, free-spirited bandits living in camps out in the wild, in the hills, warming themselves by the light of barrel fires, probably mounted the heads of their enemies on spikes as a warning to folk like me. Living a life of comfort and ease, free of my rules. I bet they could take the whole region if they were organized. I've been tucking away some of Adelaide's food, and I got spare cans of Saltona. Should last me a couple of weeks if I ration. Got some adrenaline time too. Everybody loves adrenaline time. Even marauders, right? I got odds those marauders will let me throw in it with them if I dangle a couple of syringes of adrenaline time before their eyes. This is gonna be great. You got Terror 2, Bandit Queen Surrey, or Region Surrey has just begun. I'm gonna have to have a whole gang of marauders at my back and call. Maybe I can even score some resources. Okay, så hun går bare og keder sig, basically. Var det det? Skal vi ikke bare løse den der, så? Sådan er jeg ud af verden. Jeg tror, jeg skal til, om jeg skal bare overveje, og så, de her ekstra våben, jeg har ved siden af, bare løbende skifte dem ud, når de går i stykker, så disable dem, til jeg har parts. For det er sådan, ligesom jeg fornemmer, at det er der for flest, jeg har bedst brug for, eller for mest brug for det, når jeg skal reparere ting. God damn. Det var en pistolbullet, det er det, de skulle lave det. Nu bliver jeg kraftigt udråbt en sniper-rifle.
Always wanted to say that.
Hvad? Er der en dude? Det var der. Tak. Sorry?
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
You're sorry, your people are looking for you.
What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
I've been sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
You should go back, people are worried.
I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me.
You two are friends.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Also, he could carry on a conversation, unlike these hooligans. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to. I'm great at clarifying.
Are you in prison here?
No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit.
I'm impressed how'd you pull that off.
I may have bartered them a few boxes of adrenatime, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it.
Nej, overhovedet ikke. How are you even alive?
I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma.
Why did you leave camp?
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon.
Alright, what is it?
Look, I already bought what you were selling me. Just give me some time to gather up my personals.
Oh, Jesus. Ja. Ja, tak. Husk at sælge junk. Husk at sælge junk. Noget her. No! Fuck. Nok så er der forholdsregler, de her kære De her kære marauders, som det hedder. Jeg tjekker om der er noget her. What? De har lavet en lås for det? Okay, fair nok. Var det det? Jeg tror faktisk, jeg har udforsket alle bygninger. Alright, skal vi tilbage igen. Yay! Til at blive breakdown. Ja, tak. Det der adrenalin, er det egentlig ikke også betalt? Adreno. Det er det faktisk. Fed mand. Jeg tager simpelthen stoffer, mens jeg, hvis jeg healer mig selv. Det er så lidt modsigende, er det ikke? Lidt.
What is it?
I talked to Zoe into coming back.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened anyway?
She joined up with the band.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Jeg fik det. 500 XP. Nice. Hvad fik jeg? Jeg tror, vi laver et hard tape her, guys. Hey, dude.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
Must be Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Richard, we make peace with you. This is the greenhouse.
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
I'm surprised you managed to grow anything out here.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
Special fertilizer. Så jeg kan huske, da min far snakkede om, da han var barn, da de skulle have, når de skulle have store jordbær, så havde de jo ikke træk og slip. Så havde de jo, det hedder dash. Der brugte noget af det lort der til at bruge som gødning, så jeg ved ikke om det er det. Reset. Hej William, velkommen tilbage. Reset to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson. You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Back to John, he's willing to make amends.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. He mentioned a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. Question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Your camp has the power required I needed to prepare my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
What have you got against town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring
Det
their
helt
lives
andet
away at the cannery, living off whatever
jeg ved det godt.
scraps Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
You better clear. I'll see what I can do. What do you have against people trying to make a living?
It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery.
Let's say I help you. What happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
You think Reed's just trying to spite you?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Yeah.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands.
Ja, det siger vi bare.
Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
9. Jeg vidste, der var noget. Fucking hell, man.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Hey, bro.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
I'm passing through.
Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Damn, bro. You want to get started learning? I'll give you a couple of pointers.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly... No kidding! Really? Well, which one? Look at that! Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble.
Det skal du ikke tænke på.
In fact, I put aside something special. On the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me.
I'll let you know if you find any others.
Sure. I'd be glad to take them off your hands. What's on your mind? Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go. Mostly on account of my incompetence.
Det sker jo desværre.
I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... this isn't coming out right.
Bro, jeg tror, hun kommer til at friendzone dig
Adelaide
så
would make a place
meget
for you.
af forskellige grunde. Bare så du ved det, Thomas. Alt er okay. Vi laver lidt hard save her, tænker jeg. Alright, det betyder, at... Map. Hvor er det henne? Derhen. Nå, så vi skal rydde mig bare. Det ser rimelig klart ud. Det skal vi klodse på.
I always wanted to poke around in here. That's the last of them.
Åh shit, har jeg ikke lige set. Jesus Christ.
Here they come.
What? Marauders, de har allerede prøvet at... Sådan en scientist også. Kom ikke særlig langt. Hvad har vi her? Hvor er der marauders? Du skal samle alle tingene sammen, guys. I kommer til at hade mig, når jeg spiller Baldur's Gate 3. Der kommer jeg til at loot alt. Alt der er puls, alt der ikke er puls. Right, tror jeg, så tager det hele. Jeg skal ligesom, jeg har noget health. Og så tror jeg, vi laver et hard save her. Jeg synes, det er sjovt nok, at de giver mig valget om, at jeg ikke... at jeg får den der negativ perk.
The control room should be off to the right. Okay, calm quiet. Everyone all right?
Fordi så et spil som Fallout, de giver dig ikke valget. Det er bare, jamen, Enten så er det det. Hvis du tager nogle af de ting her, så bliver du også narkoman.
Incoming!
What the fuck? God damn. I had to borrow your copy of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering radio been sputtering, and I needed to reference. I returned the copy to the repair bay. Er det det? Okay, det vidste jeg sgu ikke. Gamle mand. Okay, jeg sgu egentlig godt lide, jeg kan. Selvom måske drikker lidt for meget. Would like to leave early for the day. Please deduct delinquency fee from my pay. Thank you. Okay. Var der en mere? Det var der ikke. Shit. Mr. Braden, Miss Braden, this letter serves as an informal notification of your company's displeasure towards your management of the Emerald Whale development plan for reason related to exceeding your staff budget in your latest quarterly report. Please select 5 subordinates to be dismissed immediately. Additional, please contact your office to settle your official reprimand at your earliest convenience. Failure to schedule your official reprimand will result in a reprimand. Okay. De er jo psykopater, de der Spacer's Choice. From Braden to Spacer's Choice, to the esteemed members of the Emerald Development and Oversight Committee. I hope this letter finds you wealthy. After due consideration of your last letter, I have identified and terminated no fewer than 5 subordinates who were unable to provide sufficient justification for their ongoing employment. I would like to remind the Oversight Committee that while most of Emerald has failed to meet its production and output quotas, particularly our agriculture and fishing canning department, neither of which are anywhere close to profitable. The Emerald Whale geothermal plant remains committed to providing cheap, cost-efficient power to the entire region. Miss Braden, we have investigated the claims made against the proprietor of the Greater Emerald Whale. Our office agree with you. Agriculture and fishing canning have experienced a steady decline, while the Emerald Whale gill plant remains somewhat profitable. Our office are currently investigating ways to implement additional cost-saving measures, while will ultimately lead to a leaner, more streamlined, more efficient power plant. Please be informed that the Space Choice Development and Oversight Office has taken a significant insurance policy against the Emerald Whale geothermal plant. The office would like to tell you that this insurance policy is standard procedure. Do not attempt to interpret it, understand, or otherwise extrapolate meaning from this decision. As a special courtesy, we have deployed a priority team of engineering specialists to the Emerald Whale geothermal plant. This team of specialists has been instructed to refit and upgrade the plant's population of automechanicals free of charge. Var det ikke lige dem, jeg har mødt udenfor? Eller, jeg så deres liv udenfor. Det gav det måske lidt tilbageslag, tænker jeg. Hello? Anybody home? One safety failures detected high likelihood of moderate to severe structural damaging. Please activate all electrical... Okay. Så det er det, vi skal. Ellers så springer den helt i luften.
3 switches. That'll be easy enough.
Det er godt på Vardy. Always look on the bright side of life. Okay, jeg skal hække et skab alligevel.
Gosh, that's clever.
Sådan noget jeg kan. Chester Hicks again. That hole had found him fiddling around with one of the mechanics, so I had to write him up by telling him with company property. Just in case I'm reading this a couple of days from now and feeling bad for what I've done, let me just remind myself that I've warned him before. He's always been a little crooked in the skull. He was working on some logic module I confiscated. Should be in my lockaway room for the foreseeable future. Tonight activity doesn't sit right with me. Company's been placing our guards with automechanicals. At this rate, I'm gonna end up a chief of security with no staff. Just a small army of mechanicals knocking about. Guns pointed every which way. Company tells us they're safe. Programmed to treat us human like their own. Det er måske ikke godt så godt, så company... company tells us they're safe. People are liable to break down, but automechanicals never will. I don't know. Doesn't sit tight with me, but the company never been wrong before, I suppose. Hvis jeg var dig og sidder i rødflag, så vil jeg smuttet lynhurtigt. Worst has happened. Mechanicals has gone crazy. Locked myself down here, just trying to gather my courage. Gotta make a mad dash for the control room. Might be able to shut things down. Will delete this ever. Greetings, security. As Tanaka, this is an automated mission initiated by the Space Choice Worker Safety Contingency Protocols. A security lockdown has been initiated. This is not a test. Your behavior during this lockdown will be read during your quarterly audit. Anxiety is a common side effect of life-threatening situations endangered by the security lockdown. Fight back against anxiety with an ice-cold bottle. Hold nu kæft, det her. Og der er et fjender. Der er fjender, guys. Okay, på bare det roligt nu. Bare okay. Og der er der. Åh, damn. Jesus. var den første.
Two more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale?
Ja, det er et godt spørgsmål. We can corporate just send a team of technicians to conduct a complete refit of all our mechanicals. Every sensory drone. It's not my place to say so, but doesn't this run contrary to the space's transmission of being as cheap as possible? Just in case I'm audited, I would like to formally express how grateful I am to be part of the Space's Judge family. Space's Judge is the legal brand. Altså får du lige selv stalen igen. Just witnessed the routine I found some strange modification to the logic modules. I haven't had time to run a diagnostic, so I don't know what have been modified. All I know is that these modifications were introduced in our recent refit. Company went to the top of refitting every single mechanical. I filed a report to my supervisor, told me not to worry about it. Set the company new. Okay. Så det er basically bare gået fuldstændig lort der. Okay. Fedt, hvad det for en gun, jeg fik. Light machine gun. Bare okay.
Go away, Phantom! You're not real. You're not real. Get away! Go away, Phantom! No, just leave me alone. You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot, scram.
Calm down. I'm not trying to hurt you.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw.
I did not know already.
See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
You're not admitting me.
Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
What is it you do here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
You're an engineer?
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
You know ways to stop them.
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
Jeg med det svarer dit nej.
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
We cannot follow the behavior of the logic model, someone impaired with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module. The tale. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food.
What happened to this place?
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
And you weren't killed.
I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
Okay, så vi kan gå op og gøre et eller andet her med de her... Det har jeg faktisk aldrig prøvet. Så lad os da prøve at se, hvad der sker om det. Hvor det kan jeg op, der brug på det. Og så går det krig med hinanden. Spændende. Det er bare så XP, jeg går glip af der. Sådan er det jo. Den ser vi breakdown, jeg tak. Kan vi repair den der?
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Ja.
Unexpected. Get ready. Doing all right? You got him. Where'd he go? If we send the power... Incoming!
Så op her. Hvor er der ikke en gang herinde? Eller hvad?
So
Come che la provare? Hov, hvad var det? Er mine armer der ved at... Hvad koster det?
Blast. I'm not sure what the ride is. All I know is the decision's final.
Det har vi været. Så det er bare tilbage igen.
Once we do this, there's no going back.
Ja, jeg har ikke spillet det, men nu faktisk ikke, tror jeg ikke. Alright, vi laver et hard save her. Så vi kan altid komme tilbage.
Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
Reed tells me Edward is going to die without workers and powers.
Well, sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
This is point. I think I'm ready to make a decision.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Alright, Pavati.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Alright. Hard save. Bum. Bum. Og så går jeg lige ud og tisser. Okay, så er vi tilbage. Ja, yeah. Det er jo så det, vi skal til at gøre. Nu har vi taget en beslutning. Nu har jeg spillet spillet før, så jeg ved, hvilken beslutning jeg vil tage. Men det er... Det er en af de fede ting ved de her spil her, det er, altså både det her, men også, vi kan sige, New Vegas, det er, at ofte, så de her fald her, de er sgu ikke lige så, de er ofte ikke sådan, hvor du bare siger, jamen, der er noget, der er godt, og der er ondt. Det jeg kommer til at gøre nu her, det er, jeg kommer til at lave den her.
I think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for, even if they didn't care much for me. That's on account of how I never met her. I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said well, I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers.
Thomas said she's very fond of you.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
I'm not lately see the man with a bigger or more obvious cross.
I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him. You mean about the mission being too clean?
Is it supposed to be clean? It's a church.
I know, but Vickers says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling. The machine Vickers sees is one they...
You've seen him, it's need fixing.
Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me.
Why aren't you allowed in Roost 2 anymore?
There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12.
Did you steal for...
Not intentionally. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of 0G rolling out the front door and into the road.
I can see how that will upset some people.
Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of 0G?
Go on.
Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Moreau's still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
Og en anden ting med mange af sådan af de her rollespil, RPG'er, så hvis du har mulighed for at få et let party, altså en gruppe af mennesker, så så kan du så prøv lige at gøre det tjeneste og se om der kommer sådan en companion quest. Det er fordi nogle gange de her rollespil, de arbejder med hvor gode venner du er med de her companions. Og jo bedre venner du får, du bliver med dem, jo kan man sige, så kommer der et eller andet, nogle fordele. Oftest. Og nogle gange kommer der helt nye quests. Du opdager helt nye questlines. Så det overvejer lige det, når I spiller sådan en rollespil her. Lige tjek op, der er companion quests. Så det... Jeg tror, vi... Nogle af dem er faktisk ret spændende. Nå, nu skal vi da sklud. Nu er det ikke strøm mere, så synes jeg, det er stormbålet. Jeg tror bare, jeg går den her vej her, guys. Hej hej.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you...
Guys, jeg tror, broren er sur.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
I'm willing to deal with Reed for you.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh?
Ah!
This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
Jo. Det har jeg aldrig tænkt over.
I have got a means to cure the plague, and I will not share that cure until Reed leaves town. Those are my terms.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Okay. Jeg tror ikke engang, jeg vil sagt med de andre. Jeg tænker bare, at vi smutter. Den der snakker om Reed. Så vi kan overtale ham til at sige, jeg skulle finde et andet sted at arbejde. Okay, dude.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their
Det kan du
posts?
ikke. She won't come back as long as you are here.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town.
A change of leadership might be what this town needs.
I am a Spacer's choice man. My father was a Spacer's choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home.
Adelaide's people aren't getting sick with plague.
I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. You are disparaging our parent company, and it is not appreciated. We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna.
You need Adelaide's garden.
I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour.
Nu skal du høre, hvad
Company
der
said
sker.
as much. Our own botanist couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of them and shut down the greenhouse.
Adelaide found a way to grow food. She'll come back if you step down.
You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
Yeah.
Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery. You're right, I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them. No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement. I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
Okay, cool. Så tilbage til Adelaide. Se om hun sikkert se om hun sikkert ryger.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
Rolig nu her. Attack to Reed leaving, come back to its water.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward. you telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, guys. Fuck yeah. Det betyder simpelthen, at vi har mulighed for at flyve nu.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
I could have said that wanted to go back. You didn't seem happy in Edgewater.
Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too.
LG Pavati.
What do you think?
I've got to pick a cabinet yours.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Hey, bro.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Det er fint, Max.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. What can I do for you, Captain?
I have a power
Do
regulator.
you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Kommer.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I've installed the power regulator.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's get out of here. Guys, så kan vi flyve.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Good, I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I've been feeling a little lightheaded, so I can slow down.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Why do you need a nav key to land on planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it.
Fit, man.
Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly.
The Black Rocketeer.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
Okay.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select...
Skal de have det der apparat der? Yeah, dude. Er det mit... Jeg glemte helt, hvor sølvet det er. Overvej lige, da man kommer fra Mass Effect. Og så det her. Ja, for køjseng. Yay. Nå, fint nok.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Nice.
Let's talk when you're free. Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Sure, we could do it all to the...
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure.
Så har Frederica Max her. Han har fået nogle skills point. Hvad? Hack, science, intimidate, trick shots.
Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by.
Jeg skulle lige...
Captain, if I could trouble you for a moment of your time. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book...
It sounds like a good lead, but how do we find him?
That's a good question. Fortunately, we're in the perfect place to start. This is where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How will a crew manifest check us down, your school of friends?
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
How is it that a simple weaker happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Sounds good, let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
Der er faktisk rigtig god armor allerede der. Så får den også en mini på. Det ser jo svært ud der. Det er cool. Det er jo lidt hard til.
Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Nu går den helt bananas.
That's not the point. This halfway just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses? He's not even denying it.
Hey, dude.
Hey, no offense, but I don't think this walking Saltuna can's gonna appreciate you.
Keep talking, Millstone. Now's not a good time. I'm dealing with a problem here.
So, go space yourself. Problem solved.
You must really want a truncheon through your teeth. Do what you want. I'm done here.
Whatever you heard, it's all true.
What happened?
I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
That's when you saw the difference like a adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
Det tænker jeg nok, det her.
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
That's me.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance. See you around, boss.
Boss.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
How do I get this resolved?
You'll want to take it up with Udam Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
I'll go talk to him, straighten this out.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Okay, rolig nu her.
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Can I find a job around here?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
Happy to help. That's my job, after all.
You're real good at it, too.
Well, thank you, miss. It's nice to be recognized. Yep.
Can we move this along? I have a certain, matter I'd like to attend to, Captain.
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either. Are you pulling my leg? You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it against you. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the board.
The board runs most of the system, don't they?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside, seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing base. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
So that's actually a boardroom somewhere with all these company hits in it.
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
Got it.
Glad to help. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them. All right. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being... Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much. Bit of a weird bird, all told.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals. They're fun.
Udam takes it to an unhealthy level. The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go. On your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. You need anything else? You noticed, huh?
People want stuff. It's hard to miss.
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
If the station's in a state of disrepair, you could make the bot fix it.
You mean the heat? Sure, we could make them fix it. But what would they do in retaliation? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway. Sure thing. Be seeing you.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt.
Oh.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Jeg tænker, at vi skal starte med Gladys først. Det var egentlig hende, der jo ligesom var hovedpersonen.
Can we rent an upstairs room?
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are?
Yeah.
Made without a single natural ingredient. Or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Phyllis said he said you could tell him in that case to still up.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Tell me about this opportunity.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
You don't say. Lige præcis. Let me hear the details.
Do you know Edna over in engineering?
Det lyder ikke vildt lækkert, det der saltuner der, eller det
On
bare
occasion,
generelt
she'll
der
pass
smad.
along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Why was Roseway abandoned?
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide.
If the corporate town with something to hide, why the SOS?
Maybe whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a few spare hands to clean up the mess. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
So you need someone to snoop around for you?
My goodness, aren't you quick on the uptake? I like that.
Tak, ladies.
Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies.
Får jeg faktisk lyst til at smage de der cookies der? Bare de ikke er på dåse.
Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar. What do you want, then? My hard-earned wisdom? That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say.
How do you mean?
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful.
Men hvis jeg skal
hvis
jeg skal til den der Roseway-ting der, så skal jeg vel egentlig...
Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
Så skal jeg vel egentlig have mit skib igen.
Go right. Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way.
What do you mean?
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law.
Why the board recall still obey Nokis?
Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to go. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence.
What makes you think
Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres.
Derrieres?
But old Gladys knows the score.
Derrieres?
The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess.
Are there still people down there?
Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all, claims he's transmitting from Monarch. But who knows if that's true? Might be true.
What do you do here?
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
What about non-famous players? I earned quite a reputation as a fifth back during my seminary days.
You do have a favorable mop, I must say. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear? Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
Jeg føler faktisk, at jeg lige har snakket med tanden.
If you're here for this week, I've got a look.
Nu har nogle vilde mods. Men ingen health. Okay. Så tror jeg, vi skal snakke med... Så tror jeg virkelig, vi skal først snakke med ham her dyden her, om vi kan få os fri. For vores skib fri nu her.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastard.
Der er lige en hardtape.
The board. Organized, efficient, competent.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he.
Nej.
Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Forget X.
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
Det er jeg ked af, mate. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have. He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he?
Skal vi lyve? Yep, sure did.
Ah, that's just like him.
120 XP.
Such a
Fint.
sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
He was eaten.
No. How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Devoured by those fiends. Becoming one with their droppings. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience.
What?
However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you?
Why is the board so interested in Wells anyway?
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
Alex never mentioned Phineas Wells.
That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me.
What's this about the board having your head?
It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's... well, it's my white whale, I suppose. It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work.
Okay, skibet er fri. Done.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of wanted terrorists.
Se, hvorfor har den...
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a...
Yo.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
Fresh cover, nice place you got here, Chief.
No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Marauders, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
I'll do whatever I can to help keep the peace.
Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
Let's see if they,
Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
Tak.
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
So,
none. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone aboard, will be cooked alive.
You need a contractor to work out so I'm available for a reasonable rate.
Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
The back base, I'm supposed to know where that is.
Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs. Sorry about the heat.
Party, you wanted to talk to Junlei? Go ahead.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering...
Jo, men...
Well, maybe you could
De der start,
teach me
det gjorde det
some
bare
things.
ingen skade, Jimmy.
I can message you later, maybe?
Så jeg kommer til at bruge
I'd be happy to
handgun,
make the
så jeg har
time
fået en,
without
der også
You can
skyder
ask
lidt
me
bedre
anything.
nu. Parvati, don't be shy about requesting time off if you need to compare notes in person.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great.
Virkelig kissen gift
I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said sorry. I like it.
Awkward.
Honest. Sorry.
Så jeg skulle have some...
Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention.
Alright.
This is housing.
Guys, vi skal til at stoppe her. William og Jimmy, tak fordi I kom forbi chatten. Det er altid hyggeligt. Ja, jeg ved godt, det er fordi I skal putte bots på. Det tænkte jeg bare lige her i starten, men det skulle jeg. Så, men jeg kommer til at bruge den her gun build der. Men, guys, vi skal stoppe nu her. Torsdag. Jeg regner med, at det bliver klokken 6. Altså klokken 18. Der spiller vi Baldur's Gate 3. Og igen, det er bare fordi, de siger, det er klokken... Hvad var det? Klokken 5. Central European Time, de er åbnet op for. Men nogle gange så har så har Steam deres egen dato, eller der tid, når de vil åbne op for spillet. Så jeg regner lidt med klokken 6, altså klokken 18, og så får vi set, hvad det der Baldur's Gate 3 der. Jeg har jo spillet noget af det i Early Access, og det er rigtig, rigtig godt. Så det glæder jeg mig rigtig meget til. Og så måske noget Baldur's Gate 3 også i weekenden har jeg skrevet, jeg har opdateret min eller plan for stream. Jeg ved ikke helt, hvornår, om det bliver lørdag eller søndag, så det skal jeg nok lige give lyd fra. Følg med på Community 7, der holder jeg opdateret. Ellers vil jeg bare sige tak for den her gang, og håber vi ses en anden gang.